God knows I love her, Kentucky woman.
Tonight on ONEIL After Dark, Saturday was all about horsing around as the Kentucky Derby was off to the races. In politics, the government wants you to pony up more dollars to combat inflation. And I speak with Mr. Ed, who is a horse. Of course. All that and more coming up next. Good evening, and welcome to ONEIL After Dark. My name is Tanner O'Neill. The Kentucky Derby was Saturday, as the Sport of Kings featured the fastest 2 minutes in sports. So let's go to some highlights. Bob Baffert was at the Derby after serving a suspension and buying his way out of any wrongdoing. Good to have you back, Bob. And there were some celebritards on hand as well. Not too sure who any of these people are, nor do I care. Here's some of the actual race. NBC with the call.
Journalism and sovereignty, nose to nose, down to the last 16th of a mile. Sovereignty has taken the lead. Journalism is second toward the inside. Baez is third, but it will be sovereignty to rule the Kentucky Derby.
$3 million for 2 minutes worth of work. Not bad. The run for the roses. What a great time to horse around. Politics now, and inflation is breaking the backs of the middle class. At least that's what the internet told me. However, your elected officials say everyone needs to do their part and spend more.
How Americans interact with the economy. It's so easy, right? It's rising prices. It's the price of eggs. It's the price of gas. Not super surprising to see these numbers because it's very clear what you're seeing in both in the broader economic sphere, but also just in what the price of goods and groceries look like.
Amazing. Millionaires telling you, the common folk, that you will have to pay more for goods and services. As a savvy investor myself, I decided to get some advice from the female financial faction known as The View.
Now, I want to remind people that he took credit for Biden's economy, booming economy.
You know, there is no question this is Trump's economy.
Trump inherited Obama's economy. Stock market demolished. What good has he done to the economy? What kind of businessman is that? A bad one.
He's kind of a with what do you call those big machines that roll over?
A cement presser?
Thank you.
It's possible. I'm not sure.
Sound, credible, and relatable. Way to go, gals. I would call that money in the bank. Speaking of cashing in, Buttons. From Buttons for America, fresh off winning the AAA Mega Championship, decided to hit the club scene and celebrate. We go now to the victory party. Amazing. Saturday night cat scratch fever indeed. To join Buttons for America Ocean Division, just like, share, subscribe, comment, and or donate to the Cash App at the bottom of the screen. It helps the channel as well as the voyage, and it'll keep me out of two places: the poorhouse and yo house. And we'll be right back after this.
You've heard of Fountain of Youth, but why should you believe it works? Let's start with how it works. We start with agave juice to lubricate your joints. Bougainvillea petals, because they contain every vitamin and mineral we know about, and some we don't yet. The essence of broom plant. Turn your toxins into octane, up in your game. Mesquite-infused prickly pear. Mesquite to stand up straighter, prickly pear because you'll love the flavor. We even added nightshade so you can stay out later. But I'm not a rapper, I'm a juice maker. And we're out of time, so I'll see you later. Get your Fountain of Youth wherever there's a refrigerator.
Welcome back. Champions League now, and the second leg of the semifinals is currently, or has taken place, as Arsenal face off against Paris Saint-Germain, with the score 1-0 on aggregate. So, because this is pre-recorded live, I'll have the results in next week's episode, which you may or may not watch. In local news, the semi-annual Mexican St. Patrick's Day Parade was Monday, and I'm still feeling the effects today. Also, some local individuals are alleged to have started a riot. The festivities kicked off at 9 a.m., and the riot started around 9:07. We have footage of this display of carnage, but we must warn you that viewer discretion is advised, as some people will find these images quite disturbing. Terrible, but inevitable. Police are searching for leads as to who might be responsible for the riot. But if you keep up with the show, you probably suspect who those rabble-rousers are. This week, I spoke with Mr. Ed because of the Kentucky Derby. I wish I didn't. Just roll the interview. Ridiculous.
A horse is a horse, of course, and no.
It smells like a barn here. Let's get it over with. Hello, Mr. Ed. How are you?
Market drops 5 points. I'm glad my money's tied up in hay.
So being a television stud and a horse, what's that like?
So I'm stupid, but I'm alive.
How many horse races have you actually won?
More than I've got.
Why the long face?
Well, I got tired of talking to parrots, and you were the next move up.
That's pretty offensive.
That's where you belong, you bums.
Excuse me?
You're a bit eccentric.
So what are your plans for the future? Perhaps some horsing around?
No, thanks.
Do you have any final words for the viewers?
What man talks to a horse?
Thank you for your time.
Jackass.
Mr. Ed has a potty mouth.
I'd like to give an imitation of George Burns, but I can't talk like him.
There you have it. Since I've started this, I've interviewed Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, Frankenstein, and now a literal horse that can talk. Moving on. Sunday is Mother's Day, and you might be wondering what to get that special lady whose life you ruined. No worries. I've got you covered in this week's editorial.
M is for the many things you taught me.
Hello, friends. This Sunday is a very special day. A day for the woman in your life who brought you into this world. This woman works tirelessly, round the clock, to make sure you're taken care of and provided for. Despite your best efforts to do the most ignorant, dumb, silly, and nonsensical things, this woman still loves you. That's right. It's Mother's Day. But what do you get someone whose main purpose in life is to ensure that you're properly cared for? Perhaps make breakfast in bed for her? No, because she knows she will have to clean it up. A handcrafted trinket? Also no, because that will find its way into the closet within a year, only to be forgotten about. Booze? Perhaps, because let's face it, you're the reason she drinks. What Mom really wants for this day is some peace and quiet, which I understand you're not very capable of. However, this year, do something different and just give Mom a day off and a break. She could definitely use it because she spent so much time raising you. The more you know.
O is for my one and only mom.
Fantastic. Shout out to all you mothers out there. Especially mine. Because she's the best. Well, that's going to do it. Sandwich. Join us next week for more sports, news, and broccoli. Thanks for watching ONEIL After Dark. My name is Tanner O'Neill.
I'd like to give an imitation of George Burns, but I can't talk like him.
I'ma show him how to make the slab look phenomenal. Chasing paper in the morning, call me Houston Chronicle.